for another Q&A as we get deeper into this offseason. We are getting closer and closer to the NFL draft. Free agency will be here before you know it, guys. Remember, February is a super short month, guys, so March will be here and then it'll be time. It will be time for the once free agency happens, guys, we'll really kind of figure out how these rosters are going to shape up, right? So that's the exciting part about this time of year. It's kind of figuring out who's going to go where, who's going to play where, what's going to happen, man. I'm very, very excited about this offseason, especially the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles have a lot of interesting parts floating around that they need to take care of, right? Eagles fans, Zach Bond being number one in my opinion. Josh Sweat is on the board as well. Milton Williams, what's going to happen with Darius Slay? Is he going to come back? Is he going to retire? That's a big question for the Philadelphia Eagles as well. Is Brandon Graham going to come back and run it back one more year? He played at a pretty damn high level this year, man. So if he came back for another go-round, I wouldn't be shocked, right? So, a lot of free agents, a lot of draft stuff to talk about. We got tons of draft content coming up for you guys soon. I just dropped my mock draft for the New England Patriots, so make sure you check that out in my little playlist area of all the different mock drafts I'm doing this year, guys. NFL fans, we are getting closer and closer to free agency, right? I'm really excited to see how this Philadelphia Eagles roster kind of shapes up, man. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to find out where T. Higgins goes. What's up, Fortnite lover? Welcome to the chat. Where do these big free agents go? Where does Zach Bond go? Does he end up in Philadelphia? What about Milton Williams? Josh Sweat? A lot of big impact players, man. Yeah, for me, I want to see a Bills. I could go Bills-Birds. Bills-Birds sounds like a really fun... That sounds like a really fun Super Bowl to me. Let's do it. Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl, guys. Oh, thanks so much, Fortnite lover. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. I'm here bringing you guys NFL content, boys. NFL content. NFL content. We're going to talk a little bit about the draft today. Talk a little bit about my big board. I finally got the big board complete, my first go around at it. I've been watching tape on all these young players, guys, and we're getting closer and closer to the draft, right? I'm very, very excited about my big board I'm going to share with you guys in this episode today. A lot of really interesting guys on it, man. Oh, thanks, Carter 3am. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. Appreciate you coming in and... Hey, man, just keep showing up. You just keep showing up to practice. You keep balling out when you get an opportunity, and your coach will realize. You know what I mean? Just keep going out there, putting your best effort forward. Flamingo, Joker, what is going on? Welcome to the live stream. So, guys, we're talking NFL draft. I got my big board ready to roll. Here's my first 5 players, guys, in my big board 2025. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It does help us get into that YouTube algorithm. Yeah, I mean, Tyreek Hill stuff doesn't really interest me that much. You know what I mean? He's kind of a diva a little bit. So I don't really care about Tyreek Hill too much. So my number 1 player on the JL Day Sports Show big board is Abdul Carter. Nico Collins Productions, what's going on? I think Nico Collins is the best player in this draft. For him to switch positions last year and do what he did, it's just unbelievably impressive. For me, He's the best player in this draft. I don't even really think it's that close. I think Abdul Carter is the best player in this draft class, and I don't know if he's going to go number 1. The Titans will probably find a way to screw it up, but deep space, I think Zach Bond is the biggest. I think that's the biggest need. Yeah, Abdul Carter was just so unbelievably impressive this year, man. 91.2 overall grade. Yeah, I don't know how Travis Hunter necessarily translates to the NFL. Is he going to play cornerback the whole time? Is he going to mix it up between corner and wide receiver? He's a good wide receiver. He's not a great wide receiver. But his best position is probably cornerback. But I think Abdul Carter could be a transcendent talent. He's only 21. He just turned 21. 6'3", 252. He's going to probably put on a little more size, too, as he matures a little bit. So, Abdul Carter's my number 1 guy. He's number 1 for me. Straight up. He's my number 1 overall. 13 sacks, 43 hurries. Pass rush win rate, guys, 22.8%. That is insane. Abdul Carter is number 1 on the J All Day Big Board. Number 2 coming in is Travis Hunter. I think he has the potential to be a top 5 cornerback in the NFL. And he could probably play a little special teams and some third down packages, right? So, yeah, I would love for Graham to come back, but I don't know. He's getting old, man. I don't see it happening. Yeah, I think Bond and Becton are my number 1 and number 2 for the Eagles. Number 3 on my big board is Mason Graham, the D lineman from Michigan. I think he's probably the most NFL ready right now. He's very, very polished. He's great at stopping the run. He can rush the passer from the inside. He's extremely, extremely talented. Whoever gets Mason Graham is going to be super happy about that. He's probably... I just think Abdul Carter has like superstar upside, right? So that's my only reason for making him number 1. Mason Graham, he is what he is. He's still a really, really good player. Top 5 guy in this draft. Mason Graham's number 3 for me. Extremely impressive. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the J All Day Sports Show. Yeah, Mason Graham is just very impressive season. He's young too, only 21 and a half. Back-to-back 90 graded years on PFF. Run defense grade at 92. He's extremely, extremely talented. Pass rush win rate from the inside coming in at over 13%. You got to love what he brings to the table, guys. You really do. 5 sacks, 20 hurries. Just very, 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 very talented guy. Can play all over the D-line. Mason Graham, probably going to be a superstar at the NFL level. Maybe he makes it to the Jets. That's very interesting, right? We're going through these Chiefs by 600,000. Nah. Yeah, for the Raiders, it depends how the draft board falls. If these first top 3 teams don't like the quarterbacks, Shador to the Raiders is interesting. Or then moving up with the Titans, I wouldn't doubt that either. No, the Browns do not have the first pick. The first pick is the Tennessee Titans. What's up, Bean Ability? Welcome to the live chat. We're talking the NFL draft today and the J All Day Sports Show Big Board. Coming in at number 4 is the wide receiver from Arizona, Teteroa McMillan. 6'5", 215 pounds, 1,300 yards with pretty booty cheeks quarterback play, right? Ted McMillan comes at number 4 for me. He's the best wide receiver in this draft class. He's got great size. What is he, 6'4"? 6'5", 212 pounds. The dude is a monster. He can play outside. He can move inside. Ted McMillan is a true force. Back-to-back over 84 PFF grades. He's extremely, extremely impressive. I love Ted McMillan. If I'm the Patriots, I'm trying to do whatever I can to bring Ted McMillan into my franchise. Guys, I only need 10 more subscribers to get to 14,200. Do me a solid. If you're an NFL fan, you like NFL content, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. All right. Next up on my big board, I'm going to go through the top 10 today. Coming in at number 5 is Ashton Jeanty. What a year for Jeanty. Unbelievably talented kid. 94 grades back-to-back years. The dude is a monster. Jeanty, 2,600 yards, almost 7 yards per carry. Guys, that's just completely unheard of. It really is completely unheard of. He's just unbelievable. 29 touchdowns. Doesn't really get used in the passive game too much. But Ashton Jeanty, oh my God. 5'9", 215. Not the tallest guy, not the biggest guy in the world, but his elusiveness is just first class. His elusiveness rating at 215 is the highest I have ever seen in my life. Highest I've ever seen in my life. Gap grade 92. Yards after contact per attempt over 5. First in gap attempts. First in missed tackles force, 151 missed tackles force. Jeanty's a beast, man. Cowboys are licking their chops at 12, hoping he gets down there, but I don't know. He might not. Yeah, I mean, Flamingo, the Bengals defense is just so bad. When they play these elite teams, they don't have a shot. That's just my opinion. Yeah, Tedero McMillan, man. I love him. Yeah, Daniel, he is extremely impressive. He's the best wide receiver in this draft class by far. By far. But coming in, rounding out my top 5 is Ashton Jeanty. Absolute monster from Boise State. What an absolute savage Jeanty is at the number. Coming in at number 5 on my big board. The J All Day Sports Show, number 6 on my big board is the tight end from Penn State, Tyler Warren. He's like Brock Bowers B. I loved Brock Bowers last year. People thought I was crazy. I knew he was going to be an immense talent. He's had an incredible year. He's had an incredible year. Tyler Warren, 6'6", 1,200 yards, 8 tutties, 2.8% drop rate is incredible for a guy with that high of usage. Extremely, extremely impressive, guys. Tyler Warren, he's one of my favorite, if not my favorite guy in this whole draft. 6'6", 260 pounds, coming out of Penn State, representing Pennsylvania. Receiver grade over 93. 62% contested catch rate. Only 3 drops on 104 receptions. 135 targets. Extremely impressive, man. Tyler Warren, has pretty much 70 and 80 grades in every single game. Minus a couple in the middle of the year. 1,230 yards. 8 touchdowns. 12 yards per reception almost. Wow. He's amazing. He's number 6 on the J All Day Big Board. Coming in at number 7 is cornerback Will Johnson from Michigan. He dealt with a big-time injury this past year. He didn't really play a lot, but the tape doesn't lie. 6'2" corner with those kind of ball skills, fluid hips. I like his back pedal. I love Will Johnson. Richard Smith, go Birds! Go Birds! Richard Smith, welcome to the chat, buddy. Guys, welcome to the Jay All Day Sports Show. I'm Jay, your host. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going over my big board for the draft. I'm going to go over my first 10 picks in this draft on this live stream. Coming in at number 7 is Will Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan. You know, the best two corners in this draft class, Will Johnson and my other boy coming in from Notre Dame, both dealt with big-time injuries. Ben Morrison, I love Ben Morrison, guys. I think he's extremely talented. I love Ben Morrison. Tyron, you're always talking trash, bro. If you were just cool and not talking trash all the time, dude, why am I going to shout out someone talking trash to my face? Doesn't work like that, bro. Don't work like that. But, dude, I love myself. Love myself some Will Johnson out of Michigan. One of my favorite players in this draft class. Dude's got a lot of talent. 6'2", going to be 22 by the time the draft rolls around. Over 75 grade all 3 years at Michigan. Coverage grade, 76.7. The only thing that concerns me, he needs to go to a zone-heavy scheme. His man-to-man coverage is pretty cheeks. He only played 6 games this year due to injury. But I do like him. He's probably going to make his way down my draft board a little bit as time goes on. I think big-time injury, you know what I mean? 76.7 grade, great run defender. You know, Will Johnson comes in at number 7. At number 8 is Mike Green, the edge defender from Marshall. A lot of controversy over Mike Green. So, yeah, Scadaboo's probably a late 2nd round pick, early 3rd round pick, in my opinion. A steal. I like Scadaboo. Coming in at number 8 is Mike Green. He was the best edge defender in college football this year. PFF has him 12 overall. The dude is a monster. Straight up monster. 6'4", 248 pounds. I mean, the numbers don't lie on Mike Green. Pass rush grade 91, rush grade 90. You know, people say he didn't play big programs. Like, I kind of disagree with that. You know, played Ohio State. You know, not the biggest programs in the world, obviously, going to Marshall. But Randy Moss went to Marshall, and that worked out pretty good for him, too. So, 17 sacks, guys. 32 hurries. The dude's a monster. Straight up. He dominated offensive linemen in the Senior Bowl, even though he didn't play in the Senior Bowl. In the practices, he just ate people for breakfast. Coming in at number 9 on my big board. Number 8, actually, is Mike Green. Number 9 is another really good edge rusher, James Pierce Jr. Another super talented guy, 6'5", 243. Only 21 as well. Very young guy. Interesting player coming in from Tennessee. Yeah, BAHF. What are you even talking about, bro? Back to the NFL draft. James Pierce Jr. First look, 6'5", 243, 11th ranked on the PFF board. Coming in slightly higher on my board at number 9. I value pass rushers a little bit more than I think most people do. Jalen, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the chat. James Pierce Jr. had a great year for the Volunteers. 43 QB hurries, very impressive. 8 sacks. He's an impressive guy. Got tremendous size for the position. The trends, a lot of people are mocking him to the Panthers, the Bears, and the Saints. That makes sense with where I drafted him. In my big board, I would like to see him add about 10 more pounds, coming in around 250, 6'5", James Pierce. Coming in at number 9 for me. And wrapping up my top 10 is probably going to surprise some people, but I'm bringing in Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is my number 10 ranked player in this mock draft. I like him a little bit more than I like Cam Ward because if we learned everything over the last few drafts, accurate quarterbacks perform better in the NFL. Look at Bo Nix. People were like, Bo Nix this, Bo Nix sucks, Bo Nix is going to get drafted in the 4th round, blah, 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 blah. But he went to the Broncos at 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever the hell it was, and he had a great year. Accuracy matters. Shedeur Sanders is more accurate. Cam Ward's got small hands. He fumbles the ball a lot. Shedeur Sanders isn't as good of an athlete as Cam Ward, but I think he might be a better quarterback. And quarterback isn't always about the guy with the best arm, the one who can throw it all over the field. It's about making good throws. And Shedeur Sanders is also really good at ball placement as a quarterback, right? He knows when to throw on the back shoulder, when to lead guys, when to throw it low, when to throw it high to not get his receivers absolutely demolished, right? So we got to take that into consideration. Coming in at number 10 for me is Shedeur Sanders. I like that pick, guys. Shedeur Sanders coming in at number 10. Made my big board top 10, guys. Here it is. My top 10 on the NFL draft class. Big board, guys. Abdul Carter, number 1. He's a gangster. Travis Hunter, Mason Graham. Coming in at number 4 is Tet McMillan from Arizona. Ashton Genty from Boise State. Tyler Warren from Penn State. Mike Green, the edge defender from Marshall. James Pierce, another edge from Tennessee. And then Shedeur Sanders from Colorado. I really think decision-making is so important, man. I really, really do. You can be a good decision-maker, and you can not turn the ball over, good ball placement. I think that's far better than having a rocket arm that you can't control. You know what I mean? And if we look at these guys with good arms that don't have the best accuracy, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, they lose the big games. So, the Eagles don't want anything to do with Geno Smith, bro. Yeah, Geno Smith would be a great backup. But there it is, guys. I'm going to go through my top 10 today. Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, Mason Graham, Tet McMillan, Ashton Genty, Tyler Warren, Mike Green, James Pierce, and Shedeur Sanders, guys. There it is. That's my top 10. Top 10 in this draft. Some guys closing in on that spot. Ben Morrison, Josh Simmons, Jody Barron, Luther Burden, Will Campbell, Cam Ward, Colston Loveland, Kenneth Grant. These are some guys that will make up the rest of this top 25. I wanted to do the top 10 for you guys today. There it is. That's my big board top 10. If you have any questions about the draft, where your team might draft, guys, let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. We're up to 14,192 subscribers. We need 8 more subscribers to get to 14,200. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, Philip Green, that's why I liked Jaden Daniels more than I liked Caleb Williams. I thought Jaden Daniels was going to be a lot more coachable. And I think that proved me to be right in that first year. But in his defense, the Bears coaching kind of sucks ass, so we'll see. He's got Ben Johnson now. If he can't do it with Ben Johnson, he's not going to be able to do it. Yeah, the draft will be here before you know it. Patrick Mahomes, the GOAT. You don't get lucky when you're winning 34-0 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Yeah, it's very interesting, guys, what the Titans do. I think they are in a serious trade back spot. If you could trade back with the Giants and get, a second-round pick, you know what I mean? or 2 and a 3 or something like that, I'd do it. The Titans need a lot more players, right? There's a lot of depth in the second and third rounds of good players, not great players, right? So if I'm the Titans, I'm probably trading the number 1 pick. Go Birds! Go Birds! So that's what I would do. But the best player in the draft is Abdul Carter. I don't know about Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. I don't know. I got to watch more tape. I got to really watch all their games. I got to watch every game and watch all the plays. Look at what they did good, what they did bad. Because the next guy for me is probably Dylan Gabriel. But I don't know. The quarterback's not great. Yeah, man, I'm originally from the Philadelphia area. I was born and raised in Philly. I live in LA now. But I always rep Penn State and the Philadelphia Eagles and, my Philly sports teams. But I appreciate you guys tuning in to the J All Day Sports Show. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in to this live stream. Talking some NFL draft stuff. Going over my big board a little bit, guys. I don't know what's going on right now. I just lost like 5 subscribers. So is everybody unsubscribing to the channel? Seems like it. Now we're down to 14,189. But all right, guys. There's my top 10 for the draft on my big board. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I got to go pick my daughter up from school. So I'll catch you guys a little bit later. I appreciate you. Sorry to hear that, Carter. That really sucks, man. Me and my dad are like best friends, so my heart goes out to you, Carter. And I'm sorry to hear that, man. But I'll catch up with you later, man. Peace.